What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again with another episode of Hero or Zero. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
Going good, Connor. How are you? I like.
Anyone doesn't know.
I'm not great.
I'm calling Shaun from the hospital.
The Spanish flu has got me.
The bubonic plague has been to Shaun's house, and he's unwell this week.
I will say, straight up, depending on the recording schedule, I might be unwell for a couple of weeks, folks.
We were like, oh, we should record your Hero Zero for next week, this week. And then Shaun jumped on the call. And look, I mean, I think it's rude to describe someone as looking like death.
No, but
simultaneously, I think it takes a good friend to say, my God, Jesus, lads, boys.
I'm not great. When I was in Japan last year, I bought a load of weird sinus tablets because I was suffering from allergies. And the one thing that the lady impressed on me as I was buying them was only take one, and I've taken 3, so we're gonna see what happens.
When did you take them?
What time's it? Let's not get into what time it is, but about 2 hours ago.
Okay, that's it. So they're just
in the system.
Fully in.
You know,
they're hit and 3 at once. I think this is going to be a bit of a, like, we can study you, some sort of lab experiment. So, Shaun, in Hero Zero, I'm going to do it. Don't worry. Thankfully, this is my week.
Thanks,
this is the show. Shaun chooses Marvel characters, and I choose DC characters. And every single week, we talk. Just give you a bit of an insight of, like, maybe a character you've never heard of. Some characters are good. Most of them, as we found out in comic books, are just kind of made up and not great.
About 90% of them are shit.
Yeah, and then they just disappear forever. They try to write them out. But we've covered quite a few cool characters. Now, every week I have a thing. It is my week, by the way. Shaun was here last week. You talked about Hawkeye, the very new Hawkeye who only appeared last month.
Charlie Ramsey. Probably the newest character we've had on the show.
Yeah, and so every week I have a thought of, do I try to outdo you? Do I try to one-up you, right? Because you come up with cool characters, and I'm like, DC's got cool characters, I assume. It's got, I don't know, Batman.
I mean, I only read Batman, but that's fine.
They could do Batman again. But what I also have, Shaun, is maybe some of Batman's rogues gallery to kind of choose from. Because you choose Hawkeye, I choose Batman's rogues. One of them is always a safe bet. They're always very good. Right up there with Spider-Man's rogues gallery. And so this week, Shaun, I chose, and I'm going to do the intro just after this. This is just a little bit of an introduction. This character is one of Batman's greatest villains who nobody's ever heard of.
Interesting. Have I heard of them?
No, not at all.
Well, now the report makes sense.
So, if it's your first episode, you don't have to do anything. We're seeing, by the way, great engagement over on Blue Sky at the minute. So,
on Blue Sky?
For all the lovely people coming across from there, shout out to all of you. But yeah, if this is your first episode, chill out. You don't have to do anything. Shaun is probably going to be dead by the end of the episode anyway, so this could be a historic one. You've joined on a good platform at a good time. Finally, it's my chance to...
As if on cue, there it is.
That wasn't even for comedic bits.
No, I'm not comedic at all. I'm just suffering.
If it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share, and 5 stars on Spotify. If you could just hit on that, it's the 3 dots, click rate show. Just click 5 stars, that'd be great. We're on Apple Podcasts as well. We're on all of them. I don't know,
Google,
all of them, whatever
Amazon.
you're using.
I think we're on Pandora as well, but I didn't put us on Pandora.
We are on Pandora, I think, but I don't know how many people use it. But then me and you are like, oh, nobody uses it. And there's like, 50 million users every month, so I don't know.
This is the thing. Like, shout out to all of our Castbox listeners.
Shout to the Castbox crew. I haven't used that in years. But yeah, so if this is as I said, we do this every single week. We do movie reviews and all over on our Patreon as well, if you want to support us over there. Our November movie is going to be chosen by the patrons, and so then we will try to review it. It's normally like an old superhero movie. We see if it still holds up. But
be
Shaun,
honest, there's a lot of shit in that Patreon hat that we can pull from.
That's not our fault that they put in there. Right. We're looking at you, patrons.
You know what you did.
Imagine if this is somebody's first episode.
It's got to be someone's.
Firstly, they're like, wow, one of them is really sick, and also they're really insulting to the people on the Patreon.
If this is your first episode, Spotify is going to ask you a question at the end of this. Just say, oh, this is my first episode, and give us your genuine thoughts, please.
Or tell us a slur that we could call our patron fans.
A slur? You can't ask for slurs in the intro.
If it's a comment, it's fine.
Not a real slur. Make up a slur.
Imagine us messaging one of the patrons private message. I'm sorry, but this was a comment on Spotify. It's like old Yeller.
User 12345 said we had to call you this.
Sorry, it's not from us, but I just thought you should know.
I just had to relay this information.
So Shaun, it's time to get into this week's report, and I am going to be discussing the greatest villain that's ever appeared in Batman comics, first appearing in December of 1966, Batman 188, The Eraser.
The Eraser?
Yes.
Is he dressed like a big pencil?
He fucking is.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Leonard Lenny Fiasco, otherwise known as the Eraser.
Why do you not call yourself the Fiasco at that point?
Robert Kanigher and Sheldon Moldoff are his creators, and Lenny is just one of the worst. I know I said the best multiple times, but I was being facetious,
the old
Shaun,
comedy
because
rug pull he's doing on us.
The old 1-2 uniflu, because Lenny is notoriously terrible. Lenny had a difficult time in life. I mean, his name was Lenny Fiasco, for one.
You'd go by Leonard, wouldn't you? You'd go by Leonard Fiasco.
Oh yeah, Leonard, yeah. Lenny Fiasco is not great.
No. He's a reserve pitcher for the Oakland A's.
That is the only sports joke you know.
And it's from a film.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, bud.
So, look, I can't speak to his academic efforts, right? But Lenny was not very good in school and in love. Okay? But he was doing a few things wrong. Now, he mostly, as far as I could see in the comic books, was staring very intensely at women until they wonder what's up with him. And
that didn't work for him.
It seemed to not get him love. He read it from a player's guide to girls or something.
Andrew Tate told him to do it. It was weird.
Stare at them. Stare at them until they fall for you.
Stare intently.
It didn't go well for Lenny, though, because he didn't actually talk to the woman he was into, but harboured a deep hatred towards her for not wanting anything to do with him.
Jesus, this is a real character, isn't it?
See, now you mentioned somebody there about 2 sentences ago that dickhead. So this is one of those. This is put in the 60s, so it's been around for a while. However, he was even more just furious, Shaun, at this girl, because she got taken to the prom on a little date, right?
Good for
by
her.
None other than Mr. Bruce Wayne, who went to the same school as Lenny.
So this is Bruce Wayne before he became a sociopathic vigilante.
Teenage Bruce Wayne.
Okay. So wait, is the Eraser's whole deal he's mad at Bruce Wayne, not Batman?
Yes. He's pissed.
That's so good.
So Lenny Fiasco soon failed out of school and passed out of Batman's memory. But Bruce grows up. He goes on this one random date with this one random girl, and he grows up and he becomes the sociopathic mental case that we all know and love, who breaks people's spines.
Goes and trains with like the League of Assassins.
Yeah, now he breaks people's bones for fun, right? Lenny, on the other hand, didn't have the same kind of life trajectory. But he just had a lot of constant failure. But then he decided, once he got into his mid to late 20s, he couldn't make it in society, right? Society was the problem. You're starting to see how this is actually very, very modern.
Very modern for the 60s.
It's actually society's problem that he's a bit of a dickhead. So he embraced the fail that he was, Shaun. He became the Eraser.
He doubled down on being a failure.
Double down. So, which, yes, it had the potential to be a very cool name. I will give you that. His whole thing was that after a crime was committed, he would follow up to ensure that no evidence remained of the crime. He was succinct, descriptive, personal without being revealing. It was pretty cool. I think he shows up after a crime is done, gets rid of all the evidence, moves on with his life.
That's a cool villain concept. It's like he's just very good at the clean-up side of crime.
The issue with this, Shaun, is that they will put him in a yellow and black pinstripe suit, pointy black shoes, and they gave him an actual eraser on his head that he punched eye holes into the metal part of.
I mean, they definitely came up with the design and then wrote the plot afterwards.
You got them right. He was dressed like a giant eraser or a giant rubber. So he was not a cool fixer or something. They just went super literal with the character.
It would if he were. I don't know if he has been reimagined in comics, but reimagining him as the fixer who just cleans up, like Mike from Breaking Bad.
Exactly.
That's what it would be now. But at
that's
the time,
cool. But in 1966, we have a guy dressed as a big pencil.
Because Comics Code Authority is still in full effect. And you have to have pencils in every issue.
So, he then even started taking out advertisements as the Eraser in the Secret Underground, which was a periodical aimed at Gotham City's small-time criminals. A little magazine for them, if you will.
If you want to casually get into some crime, you can read the little magazine.
Casually, you know what I mean? If you're in the dentist's office, you want to get into some crime.
Like, the Joker's not buying that, like...
But I guarantee every week they're like, geez, we wish we had an interview with the Joker.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
It's like, we got Kite Man, I guess. But
fucking Kite Man wants to do another interview every week with the
prick. Volunteering.
I'll do it again. For a 20% commission before taxes, the Eraser offered to remove all clues at a crime scene before a police investigation could be conducted. Don't take chances. Let the Eraser erase every clue from your crimes. Only 20% off job before taxes. Write to box 19611, general delivery. So, he has, in his suit and a full head mask, he basically resembled a living number 2 pencil in his little photo for his advertisement.
To any UK or EU people, that would be a HB pencil we're looking at.
HB pencil, yes. He did a commendable job, and the police were baffled at the lack of clues on a series of bank robberies. But not only did he put the advertisement in the magazine, it then decided to get a bit mental, because he did something that if somebody who was not a criminal got their hands on the magazine, it would instantly burst into flames.
Through what technology was that accomplished?
1966 technology, Shaun.
Actually, I was stupid for asking.
I think, I just have the scientific name for the technology is go fuck yourself. I think that is...
It's actually stop asking questions.
Just shut the fuck up and let us do this. That is the technology that they used. So this didn't stop Batman from reconstructing the ashes and reading text off a paper that was ash beforehand. Now look, do you remember he put together that shattered bullet in the Dark Knight and then got fingerprints from it?
Off it, yeah.
Heavy vibes of that, of him putting together a newspaper that is ashes back to a newspaper.
Which also, for the record, that's not how bullets work in the Dark Knight. And second of all, ink burns first a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But once again, sorry, this is actually a different scientific method he used here. Shaun, go fuck yourself. So that is actually, that's a bit more specific.
My father used the same method.
That's every day. He was a scientist. He loved his Bunsen burners.
Can you help me with my homework? No.
Back to the formula, Shaun. He points at the wall where there's a big poster.
It's embroidered. My mother made
it. So they called on the Batman, the police do, and he puts together this newspaper, and then he decides that he's going to dress up as a villain called the Organ Grinder and pretend that he's a villain called the Organ Grinder and hire the Eraser to just erase one of his crimes.
So he's invented a second... Oh. Sorry, I nearly died from how shocked I was at that plan. So there's a new criminal invented in order to catch what might be the worst criminal in the world. I
feel like Batman could have figured it out by himself, but he wanted to play dress up a little bit. Like, he had the costume already, and he was like, I do want to... I like the name, the Organ Grinder, and he's like bouncing it off Robin. He has like a load of string. I've been trying an improv group, and it's really hitting with the lads. And I just think the Organ Grinder could be it, Robin. Do you know what I mean?
What's really fucked up is I feel there's a chain of dominoes that is like this character being created and then Hush showing up. Because it's someone who just has a grievance with Bruce Wayne.
There's a very small domino that leads to like a massive domino. So he basically gets the Eraser to show up to a mock robbery that the Organ Grinder has done. Okay. And he's dressed as the Organ Grinder and he's like, oh, get rid of my crimes.
God, I bet he loves doing up that costume and everything.
You know he did. He's sick of doing Matches Malone and he now has to move on to his other... He loves costumes, the lad does. Batman learned two things immediately once the Eraser showed up. That Lenny was the Eraser, and he found this out because Lenny had to take off his Eraser mask to erase the evidence from the crime scene, which completely nullified the point of wearing the mask.
Sorry, he takes off the mask to erase stuff?
It's a giant eraser shot.
What's he erasing? Is he erasing fingerprints?
Fingerprints, yeah.
Is he soaking up blood with that?
Yes. He's getting rid of the crimes.
Honestly, the eraser technology alone could set this man up for life.
Same scientific technology as the rest of it, that I think it was just kind of put together. Simultaneous at this point, there's a lad who has the power of a star, so I mean... What the fuck do we know? Just make it up. Eraser, of course, then removed his mask, showing how the Eraser helmet mounted on it was treated with a special compound that removes everything. Even the almost invisible impressions made by the soles of shoes, so the police had nothing to go off.
Again, right? That's what you want to double down on. It's the shit that erases invisible footprints.
Well, Eraser, this is where it gets good though, because then Eraser is there. And he recognised that the organ donor...
organ grinder,
wasn't actually... Sorry, the organ grinder.
He could be an organ donor, we don't know.
That's Robin. Robin is dressed as the organ donor. It's the organ donor, the organ grinder. But they don't change costumes. Still dressed as Batman and Robin.
I'm going to die. I need some organs.
So one kills and one then gives. It works. It's a system.
It's a circle. It's a whole circle.
It's a circle of life. You keep you alive, but you're not happy. So he's there, and the organ grinder is all dressed up, and he's like, "Oh man, I got this crime. Get rid of it." The Eraser recognised that the organ grinder was not the organ grinder. It was Bruce motherfucking Wayne through the disguise, explaining that for years he had sat next to Bruce attending college classes, smelling the special shaving lather he used, and he was able to recall the smell when he sniffed it again at that crime scene.
So he doesn't recognise him by his face. He recognises him by the one specific brand of 1960s shaving cream.
He is the only person at this point in comic books able to figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, or the organ grinder, I suppose, at this point, through just the smell of his aftershave.
So in his internal thoughts must be like, oh, Bruce Wayne has turned to a life of crime.
Yeah. After stealing my best gal.
After stealing my best gal a decade ago.
Several decades ago at this point. Placing a hand on Bruce's shoulder, Lenny revealed that he confirmed Bruce Wayne's identity because an individual's skin acid makes any shaving ladder he used react differently than somebody else's.
Sorry.
I don't really understand that.
Okay, but I want you to give your best guess as to how that works.
He knows by the way that his skin reacts to the ladder that it is Bruce Wayne.
Fine. You know what? Fine.
He then told Bruce that he had become a criminal because Bruce shattered his dreams of going out with the girl Celia Smith back in the fucking day, right?
And Bruce says, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, he's like, I'm having sex with multiple women right now. Oregon daughter, go get me another girl. Bruce didn't even remember Celia's name.
There we go.
Exactly. Prompting a razor to get even madder about the whole situation. He knocked Bruce out with sleeping gas that came from his shoes for some reason.
Not enough people use sleeping gas on Batman, by the way.
No, I think sleeping gas is a strong comic book use. Just use it on the hero and kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, just murder him there. It's fine.
Make him go Benny Night-Night and then stab him a few times. Game over, you're done.
Honestly, it's wild in The Batman how they just left his mask on for that long when he was knocked out.
Yeah. They just let him lie there.
Yeah.
That does have a great scene, though, when he gets up and starts punching people immediately.
There's no bad scene in that movie, Connor. What are we doing?
Don't talk to me, Shaun. Don't talk. Did you watch it on Halloween this year?
I did.
Good man.
It was Thursday, October 31st. What are we going to do?
It literally landed perfect. So he knocked out Bruce with the sleeping gas, and Bruce awoke at a Razor's headquarters, which I'm impressed he has a headquarters, where a Razor had constructed, Shaun, you're going to like this, he had constructed a recreation of the college ice carnival that, to show that he wasn't creepy and mad about not dating Celia back in college, Lenny recreated Bruce Wayne and Celia's date in ice, as they had been announced Ice King and Queen at the dance back in college.
Lenny, I'm going to be honest. That's pretty fucking weird.
Lenny, you're coming in strong. Lenny, I'm going to be honest with you, Celia's not going to like that. When she finds out, she's probably not going to be impressed.
Any kind of recreation of the past is always going to be seen as weird.
Yeah. He and then, to add insult to injury, entombed Bruce Wayne in ice.
That's someone else's gimmick, though.
Actually,
he's cutting.
This is where Mr. Freeze came from.
He's cutting in on Victor's bit.
Victor's around it. Victor's like on the other side. For fuck, what the fuck am I going to do now?
I was just going to do that.
I was literally about to. You're a dickhead. Your pencils. Your thing is pencils. So Bruce Wayne was Batman, though, and he simply flexed, shattering the ice, Shaun. I
do the same myself, to be honest with you.
He's got the guns. He has the. It's got the Rock and Fast and Furious vibes, where he flexes and breaks the cast. Robin had actually followed Batman after being knocked out to the headquarters and brought his Batman suit. And several punches to the head later, Lady Fiasco the Eraser had been subdued by Batman and Robin.
Again, I don't know why he doesn't just go by the Fiasco.
Well, the Eraser is a cool name if he's the cleaner-upper, as we discussed, but he's neither the cleaner-upper or the Fiasco guy.
But he also, all of his erasing powers come from the fact that he wears a big eraser on his head. Now,
and it has like a special chemical.
Yeah, again, if that character's written now, that's like ex-forensic investigator turned criminal knows how to clean up a crime scene.
Holy shit, you're keep going.
I'm workshopping here.
Yeah, keep going.
So
those pills from Japan are fucking working. We're going to make a fortune.
See, I'm on the second one now, but the third one is going to hit.
And the third one has the worst ideas you've ever heard.
What if you had a dog that exploded, you know?
Oh, Jesus. So, at the end of the story, Batman visited Lenny in prison with Robin, and they had something for Lenny. A 3-foot-long giant eraser. Batman says that by the time he erases all he did wrong, he'll be out. Which I know is supposed to sound folksy and nice, but it kind of sounds like Batman's a dick.
It sounds really petty from Batman's perspective.
Technically, Batman, there's not really much to be proud of. You have just beaten up a man who's dressed like a pencil.
You've beaten up a regular incel, is what's happened.
As far as we can tell, just a mental man.
Yeah.
Just somebody who's just really into pencils.
Also, and this is everything we've said so far withstanding, it wouldn't take that long to erase a 3-foot eraser. I'd get that done in 8 hours. A good shift.
8 hours.
A 3-foot eraser, just fucking shake it, move it, it's fine.
Right, yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's the principle, it's to gloat, Sean. He's got one over on him. And also he's having sex with Celia right then. He has pictures of him and Celia.
He brought her back. It's just like, Celia, it's Bruce.
Give him the fucking rubber.
I'm still rich. Give him the rubber, huh? Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Robin then tells Lenny that he'll start in life with a clean slate once he's out, which sadly is not how criminal records work.
No.
Robin... Lenny comes away with the most poignant observation and ends the issue while holding his eraser, and then he says, "It's better to be a rubber than a robber."
He was never actually robbing anything, though. He was just cleaning up after other crimes.
Yeah, but shut up. So, I mean...
Oh, sorry, Dad.
You're forgetting that it's better to be a rubber than a robber. They worked back from that line.
It's true. Do you know, that is on my tombstone, to be fair.
Someone had Giant Pencil Man, better to be a rubber than a robber. And they're like, oh, fuck, we need a story. Right, oh, Lord, he went to college with Bruce Wayne, I suppose.
With who?
And he does ice sculptures for some reason.
Yeah, why is the ice in there? That's it. And antithesis to rubber, I would say, would be cold.
They're like, John, you had that story about Mr. Freeze and the ice, didn't you? Can we incorporate...
You drew a lot of Bruce Wayne stuck in ice, didn't you? Bring him in.
Yeah, you had a lot of drafts. Take that and we stick it in here for no reason. It'd be grand.
Robin displaying a shocking lack of knowledge about the judicial system in that you'll have a clean slate after you've served your time.
Yeah, no, he's a child. He's an idiot. You know what I mean? He doesn't know what's going on.
It's true. It's why he's donating all those organs.
The organ donor. The Razor has made minor cameo appearances in post-crisis continuity.
Sorry, he made it past the crisis.
Oh, very, very, very minor is what I'm saying. So he appeared in one issue of Ambush Bug in 2008, and he also appeared in a flashback in 2009 when they were doing that whole story where Bruce Wayne was dead, but then he came back to life and he was remembering weird shit. He was having weird dreams. He appears in one of those dreams.
Is that when Jim Gordon's a robot Batman, or is that another one I'm thinking of?
No, that's completely separate. That's when Dick Grayson is Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
how is robot Jim Gordon the same as Robin becoming Batman?
No, because if Bruce is dead,
yeah,
someone has to step in.
The idea, right? Bruce dies and Dick Grayson is there and he's like, it's time to step up, and they're like, the new Batman is, and they point past Dick Grayson who's just like a giant robot Batman.
The oldest, most haggard man in the world inside of an Iron Man suit.
Jim Gordon robot, you're Batman now.
That was a weird story choice, to be fair.
Oh no, completely terrible. Yes, powers and abilities for the Eraser. The Eraser wore shoes tipped with pencil point blades that could also emit a sleeping gas. He wore a mask. Go on.
I like a shoe knife. I like that as a thing. I think that's always fun.
Yeah, I don't think he uses it though. He mostly just uses it for sleeping gas.
It's just really sharp, just in case.
Just really sharp. He cuts apples at the time at the crime scene. He wore a mask topped off with a giant eraser that could rub out evidence from crime scenes, like footprints and fingerprints. But in the 1960s, they didn't really know what those were either, so I'm not quite sure how it would help.
1960s DNA technology was not
there is no DNA technology in the 1960s.
There's a great thing of like, oh, we'll just draw a chalk outline around him so we know where he died. And that's enough.
Like, have you seen that Zodiac thing on Netflix?
Yeah.
Zodiac's like ringing them like, I'm over here. Like, I can't catch him.
They catch him with a bloody knife and they're like, I just had a bloody knife.
Could be fucking anybody.
As you were, sir. Continue on.
He's like, I'm literally down the street and to the left. They're like, oh fuck, he's so mysterious. I don't know.
The cops are like, sorry, where'd the killer go? And he's like, that way. They're like, that's fine.
He's got a fake mustache and glasses and a fake nose. Paraphernalia, he's got the eraser helmet, a protective headgear that not only conceals his identity, but also detected traces of footprints, fingerprints, and any other evidence from the crime scenes. Sharp point shoes, as I said. They're not knives, they're just sharp points on the shoes.
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
They also conceals knockout gas, and his other thing is a yellow suit with black stripes. So they are all of the things the eraser has, nothing, basically.
It's the kind of thing you create that character knowing it's never going to be anything. It's just, this is a gimmick for an issue.
Yeah. So he's the greatest villain I think I'd say Batman has ever had. The toughest challenge, certainly.
Well, it might be the greatest villain Bruce Wayne has ever had.
He's the only person that's ever figured it out just from smelling him.
Which is mad. Like, that should be commented on, how adept that man's sense of smell is.
Also, would you not have him some sort of smell-based power or villainy if he's going to do the aftershave bit?
But the thing is that there must be other people in Bruce Wayne's life that have smelled his aftershave.
Yeah, and you're telling me that he's shaving just before he goes out? He's getting all styled up.
I mean, the 60s, I guess clean shaven was the move. Do you think... Has Bruce Wayne ever had just a moustache?
Are you asking me this because I have a mustache right now, or are you just asking?
Mostly I'm asking because of that, and listeners don't
know. I'm only having one for November. Please leave me alone.
But he's getting married soon, and we're all keen for him to keep it.
Yeah, it could be worse. I've said it multiple times, I look like a 1970s detective who's kind of racist, but like undercurrently, like he's the guy that he's dodgy.
Yeah, you look like if a very sick Tom Selleck got given the super soldier serum.
Very sick.
Very, like I'm talking, like looking at your watch, he's on the way out.
It's from death, that's what that is. I don't really know if... I don't think Bruce he definitely has had a mustache. Yeah, old man Bruce has a mustache.
Does he?
In The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, he does actually, yeah, that's fair.
He does have a mustache.
He has a little goatee thing in The Dark Knight Rises as well.
True, actually that's true.
One of his worst facial hair looks, I will say.
One of the worst suits.
On DeviantArt there. Oh, that one has a mustache. And some other attributes that I can't say.
You're being done by AI again. That's it for this week's Hero Zero, Sean. That's the end of my report.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Connor?
If you can, Sean, without dying.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Hero Zero. We will be back on Monday with another episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast, and then next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast.
Some say I should help you. I say no.
No, please don't. I don't need it. I don't need your organ donation. It's fine. Thank you to everyone on patreon.com/Heroes who help us to keep making the show. We couldn't do it without them. They're all absolutely amazing people. If you want to support us, head on over there. There's also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Gentleman's Discussion Group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast, and the best way to irrelevant about the show is by telling what a human being that we exist.
I don't think there's any point. He's not going to make it much longer.
No, it's all over. It's Jover.
It's Jover. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been on death's door.
And we'll see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.